Welcome! In this video, I'm going to attempt to help you demystify what on earth industrial organizational psychology is, what it means. To start off with, we're going to call it IO psychology in this video because it is a lot easier to say than industrial organizational psychology, and it's kind of the common term that we in the field use. I love IO psychology. It's a super important field that's been kind of underground secret for far too long. Every business needs one, I think. The principles apply to every person, and it offers a lot of value to the world. Let's start off with the formal definitions. The American Psychological Association, aka the APA, has this great definition where they say that industrial organizational psychology is the study of human behavior in organizations in the workplace, and they focus on applying that knowledge to the solution of problems at work. The second definition comes from the Society of Industrial Organizational Psychology. IO psychologists apply research that improves the well-being and performance of people and the organizations that employ them. I think that these are great definitions to kind of help you start unpacking what IO psychology is, but I'm also going to share what my personal definitions are, and I have two. The first definition is the application of psychological research and principles to work structures, systems, people, and the relationships between them. Second group is all of the awesome people who dedicate their lives to validating and creating all of that psychological research. Now you might be sitting there going, all right, I kind of get the picture, but that really doesn't tell me why I need one. As work environments and demands keep changing, we're seeing a shift in how we're doing business. You can see this from the trends of service economy all the way to the introduction of robotics and AI. And all of this change is coming more rapidly and more quickly than ever before. In the past, a small change would happen and you wouldn't be expected to be changing, every couple months how you're doing business or having a piece of technology come out and just totally disrupt your sector. Also, employees are driving change in how we're working. They have different needs now. They're trying to balance more responsibilities than ever before, both inside of work and outside of work, and along with these ambiguous jobs that, as we mentioned, are becoming more and more human-centered. With all these changes, those human skills and the ability to adapt and the ability to learn new technology, to interact with people, those are going to all become more and more critical for organizational success. People and relationships are more complex than we like to pretend. And just like you would bring an engineering or an IT expert in with some sort of technological change to help you stay on track, avoid mistakes, and make it more efficient, you need a people expert to help you guide the culture and systems you're putting in place to create the best environment for employee success. Also, IO psychologists were pretty astute at getting to what's really causing the problem that you're seeing and trying to help you solve it. Everywhere. IO psychologists can be found everywhere and in lots of different roles, and I think it's one of the reasons why it becomes so difficult for people to understand what IO psychology is, because they're all over the place. So I'm just going to give you some of the examples of where you can find an IO psychologist. These are not all inclusive, and I would love for you to share some other ones that you found in the comments. In any of these areas that I'm about to go through, you can find an IO psychologist in a consulting role, external to the organization, or in-house. So we have program design and evaluation, data analytics and people science, change management, learning development and coaching, assessment and testing, workplace improvement and effectiveness, talent management, organizational development and design, which I did lump together but are two different disciplines, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, well-being, conflict resolution. So HR and IO both focus on the people side of work, and sometimes they run in tangent. It's a really common misconception that IOs are just HR people or HR people are just IOs, but they do both pull from wealth of knowledge and they both want to improve the people side of work. I do think that IO is more psychological and transformational focused. It tries to take time to understand the business perspective using big picture thinking and keeping in mind that the business strategy is driving all of these decisions. I also think it's a little bit less transactional. So if your IO person is doing I-9s, it's probably not the best use of their skill set, but I also believe that's probably not the best use of your HR person's skill set either, but that is a conversation for a different day. And I think IO psychologists tend to be a bit more versatile. So you don't just see them in HR or consulting on HR projects, but you can see them in strategy, coaching leadership, product design, user design, data science. There's a whole world out there that IO psychology can open up for you because of the way that we think about people and systems and structures and try to tie the bridges between those. I hope that video kind of started giving you an intro into what IO psychology is and what it can do for you both as a leader, an organization, and a person. I would love to know what questions you have or what topics you would love to hear about. Please let me know in the comments or shoot me a message, and I'll see you next time.